Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brief introduction to English 3-4 Honors. My name is Mr. Riccardi. Apologies for the background noise. There's construction happening on campus. All right, so a little bit about me. I'm a St. Mary's alum, class of 2007. From there, I went off to Occidental College to get my bachelor's in religious studies. Following that, I got my master's at St. John College in Santa Fe, New Mexico in Eastern Classical Literature. From there, I moved on to West Contra Costa Unified School District to work as a substitute and a full-time teacher before moving over to St. Mary's, where I've been here for 7 years. In addition to my teaching responsibilities, I'm part of the Inclusive Community team, as well as a moderator for the Celebrating Cultures and Traditions Club. So a little bit about this course. This is a world literature course, which means that we'll be looking at different texts from Africa, Latin America, Asia, and Europe. And we'll be looking at them through various lenses, including cultural, historical, and obviously a literary lens, an analytical and critical lens. And the main point of this course is to deepen and develop reading comprehension skills, critical analysis skills, composition, and also just a better understanding of ourselves in this world. So the main learning goals, obviously, is to just develop a deeper understanding of concepts and vocabulary through the lens of world literature, through studying world literature. Written and oral communication skills are pretty significant in the course. Obviously, the writing ability is a big part of it, as well as discussions that will have kind of structured and graded discussions around some of the texts. Listening skills is an important skill that I hope to develop, or that we hope to foster here. It's important to practice listening whenever we're in conversation with people to create a safe space and listen to other people and their perspectives. And finally, critical thinking and analysis is another significant part of this course and outcomes, where we're able to think critically about the text and who we are and what's happening in the world. So here are the texts for the year. The first term, we read a short story by Chimamanda Adichie called The Thing Around Your Neck. This is followed by Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. And then our final unit in the first term is a survey of World War I literature that includes film, poetry, selections from novels, as well as primary and secondary texts. In the second term, we start off with Elie Wiesel's Dawn, followed by Julia Alvarez's Before We Were Free, Ji Jiang's Red Scarf Girl, and finishing with The Hairdresser Ferrari by Tendai Huchu. With the assessments, they are all linked with each text. So at the end of each text, we will have a writing assessment that follows it. So the first one is a diagnostic, which is just to get a sense of where everybody's level is. This is followed by a Things Fall Apart analytical essay. This is the first significant essay that the students will have to complete. And then the final unit will be a writing portfolio, which will kind of explore different genres of writing in a single organized portfolio. In addition to these larger assessments, we have some smaller assessments, which are some vocab and mechanic creative writing and reading quizzes to make sure that the checking is, so that everyone is doing the reading. In the second term, we have a Dawn creative writing assessment. Before We Were Free and Red Scarf Girl is going to be a synthesis essay. Hairdresser Ferrari is an inquiry-based analytical essay, which means that instead of a thesis statement, they will be guided by a question. And similarly to the first term and the second term, we will also have the vocabulary, mechanics, creative writing, and reading quizzes to fill out the rest of the grade. So the main categories and percentages for the class: analysis is 50% of the grade, which is obviously half of the overall grade because of the significance that we put on the analytical skills of reading and critically analyzing texts. This is followed by 30% of grammar mechanics and 20% of content, which includes things like reading quizzes and just general checks, group presentations, things like that. Lastly, there's a category for habits of scholarship. That does not actually have a grade that will influence the overall final score of the class, but it is part of the grade book so that it'll show up as listed there, but it doesn't have any significance in the overall grade of any student. So PowerSchool is where all the grades and assignments are going to be posted and can be accessed. Schoology is the main area where any weekly lesson plans, homework assignments, and any of their class materials can be found. I personally use Google Classroom for student submissions. So any written assessment will be submitted through Google Classroom to avoid any printed materials, so we can not have to use so much paper. This is my email. Best way to reach me is rriccardi@